How you guys doing? This is Captain Spencer Clark with Breaking Bass Guide Service down here at Tilbury Rock Lake, Lake Taneycomo. I just want to give you guys a fishing report from this past weekend's fishing down here at Tilbury Rock Lake. Lately, the bass fishing's been really good. We're catching a lot of fish. Been having a lot of fun on my guide trips with people, catching a lot of keepers. Right now, there's a couple different patterns that are working really good if you just want to catch a lot of fish down here at Tilbury Rock Lake. Primarily, what I've been doing is using a split shot rig. So how I've been rigging this up is I've been using really light line on this technique. Just taking like a 1/4 ounce to an 1/8 ounce bullet weight, and I'm just rigging that above a barrel swivel like this with about a 2 foot to 1.5 foot leader, and putting just a green pumpkin baby brush hog on this setup. This has been catching a ton of fish for me lately. The whole key to fishing this setup, I believe, is using light line. I've been using 6-pound test with a 6-pound leader, and it's been generating a lot of bites. I've been using this technique on a KastKing Walleye Series rod. This is the 6'8" jig rod. I try a lot of different rods, try to figure out which one works best for the techniques that I'm using. This one's been working really good for throwing the split shot setup. I've been pairing up with a 2500 size KastKing Megajaws spinning reel. This is a new reel that's come out from KastKing this past year. Been really liking this reel. It's got a really good drag system, which is important when you're throwing really light line, like I've been doing with this split shot setup. But what I've been doing is going in the spawning pockets, and I've just been kind of casting this thing everywhere where you think there might be a fish. During the BFL, fished the BFL this past weekend, ended up having a lot of keepers. I think I called 6 or 7 times during the tournament. Just never got lucky enough to get a better than average fish to come in the boat. Caught a lot of keepers. A couple days before the tournament, had some guide trips where we caught some really good fish, some 3 and 4 pounders, and I really wish I would have had one of those during the tournament, but just didn't work out for me during the tournament. But this has been working really good down here at Tilbury Rock Lake, catching a lot of good fish on this setup. And you can throw it on secondary points up around the banks. Been really good if you can kind of find those banks where you have like a little bit of pea gravel with some bigger rock mixed in, close to those spawning pockets. A lot of fish been sitting on those banks, and I've just been working this rig really slow out off the bank and getting bit anywhere from probably 7 to 12 foot of water with this setup, catching a lot of fish on that. The other thing that I've been doing is getting off some of these main lake points, gravel points, out in a little bit deeper water. Been catching some fish that are post-spawn or spawning out there, just a little bit deeper than what I'm doing with that shallow, light Carolina rig. I've been taking a 3/4 ounce barrel swivel, or 3/4 ounce egg weight, putting that on a barrel swivel with about a 2 foot leader, and still throwing this green pumpkin baby brush hog and catching a bunch of fish on this setup. I caught 2 of the fish I weighed in on the BFL, throwing this heavier duty Carolina rig, and I've been using 12-pound fluorocarbon all around on this setup, just trying to stay a little bit more finesse. And since I'm out there making really long casts, fishing out there in really deep water, I've been using a 7.5 heavy KastKing Peregree 2 flipping stick for my Carolina rig fishing. I think a lot of times people go too light with the rod that they're using to fish a Carolina rig. When it comes to getting that bite on a Carolina rig, the main thing that you want to keep in mind is that you've got, this real long leader here. So when that fish picks that bait up, he's swimming with this, and if you just jerk without reeling down and really hammering them with that hook set, sometimes you won't hook up with the fish just because you've got to clear, this foot of line here to really get that good hook penetration. So when I'm out there fishing really deep, I like to use a little bit heavier rod than I normally would when it comes to my fishing. So I've been using this 7'5" heavy KastKing Peregree 2 series rod, and I've been pairing that up with the new KastKing MG12 Elite bait cast reel. This is the best bait cast reel that I've ever used in my life. Super smooth. Been using this on everything, and it works really good when you're trying to use a little bit lighter line on your bait cast reels, because it's a real small profile reel, and I can chuck that Carolina rig a mile with this setup. So been having a lot of fun fishing this. If you come down to Table Rock Lake, the fish are in all 3 stages of spawn still right now. Fishing's really good. Been catching a ton of fish on our guide trips. It's a blast right now fishing Table Rock Lake. I know this week it's supposed to rain quite a bit, which you know, if you're a fair weather fisherman, that might throw a kink in your plans. But if you'd like to hire a guide coming down here, give me a shout. 314-562-3332. Love to get you out on the water. That's my fishing report for the past week down here at Table Rock Lake. Try those Carolina rigs and you're going to catch a bunch of fish. Until next time, guys, take it easy and good fishing.